Here you go, boys. Say, you both look like you got a furphy or two to tell.
G'day everybody and welcome to Crackin Furphys, the news commentary podcast where the boys and I crack furphies over some cold ones. I'm your host Drew Agnew, and joining me along the bar are my good mates Dan, and returning from his big old holiday is Ash the Goose. Start off with Ash. How you going, my friend? It's nice to have you back on the show.
The Goose has landed. I'm back in home territory. Yes, it's good to be back. I mean, it's kind of good to be back.
Yeah.
The Goose is no longer loose. He's back in captivity.
The Goose is contained for now, but yeah, I think I'm already kind of planning another trip because I enjoyed it so much.
Yeah, so
that happens.
Towards just like towards the end where you like, oh, that's time to go home. It's time to make some money again or whatever. Or we just like,
not at all.
Yeah.
I would have kept going forever. It was so good. I loved it. Best 2 months of my life, probably.
Excellent, yeah. No, been keeping up with whatever you've been putting on Instagram and stuff, and geez Louise, seen some things. Have you been saving those photos, or is it just all sort of gone from your Instagram stories?
Nah, it's all saved. If you put stuff on your Instagram stories, it's always saved anyway. You can go back and go through everything you've ever posted, actually.
Oh, there you go.
I think it's everything you've ever posted. Maybe there's a time limit, but you can go back like a long way. But yeah, I've been saving it all as well. I've got so many photos, especially from like the US part of the trip, because we went to heaps of national parks and stuff like that. Did a lot of hikes, and yeah, very beautiful there.
What was your? I guess this might be a hard question, but what was one of your favorite places you visited? Favorite countries or favorite activities?
So it's hard. It is hard. I think if I have to pick a favorite place, I say Yosemite in the US, because I've just never seen anything like it. It was so
because of all the Looney Tunes running around there as well.
Yeah. Sam, it's just wild. Yeah, no, it was incredible. But like, it's really hard to compare though, because that's like nature. Whereas like half of the stuff I did, well, pretty much all the stuff I did when I was in Europe, that was all like music festivals and stuff. So it's like, you can't really compare them. They're just too different. So I would say that like the best part of the first half of the trip, which was Europe when I was doing all the festivals, was Jera on Air, which was a music festival in the Netherlands. And then the best part of the US part was Yosemite.
Awesome.
Very nice.
Because you were just like jumping between countries and that like a fair bit, and like with your how long was it? Was it 2 months? Because it feels like a while, but it's also gone pretty quick.
Yeah, it's gone very quick for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a very long time. I'll tell you, like, I would have happily kept going forever, but at the same time, getting back and having like my own bed and the same bed every night, it's just so good.
Showers that are actually trustworthy, and
showers that don't make me feel like I'm going to get hookworms when I walk in there barefoot. Like,
yeah, a lot of like going for showers and sandals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There are some good things about hostels. The amenities are not one of them.
No. Although a couple of the hostels I were at were really good. Like the rooms had their own bathrooms and their own showers and stuff. So some hostels aren't bad. Most of them are pretty bad though.
Did you do Airbnb at all?
We did a couple of times in the US, but very little. Most of our time in the for the first half of the US, I would say, we were camping because we were going to parks and stuff.
Cool, yeah.
Which I love camping, and it's way cheaper.
Yeah.
But oh my God, it was so hot.
All right, yeah.
Australia's hot. The desert in the US, like the Midwest, it'd be like 50 degrees some days. It was cooked. We were getting cooked, literally.
Well, I mean, the heat waves in the Northern Hemisphere have even been making news down here, so
yeah,
maybe not the best time to be.
But like their heat waves are still like, they're not in Australia. It's not really a heat wave. Like 41 degrees in London, and it was the hottest ever recorded. We get 41 in Perth, like not even in summer, in like autumn.
Yeah. I guess it's a different part of the world though. It's pretty.
But yeah, it is very
frightening.
They're not used to it. People were dying.
Yeah,
I shouldn't say people were dying and then immediately laugh. We're getting cancelled. Sorry, guys.
We're just laughing at the general idea of it being hot, that extreme.
Yeah, like 41 degrees and people are literally dropping dead, and we get it here and we're like, oh, should probably chuck on the aircon.
Yeah.
Like England, like a place like England isn't used to it, so they don't have any of the infrastructure to handle it.
Yeah.
That
Get on
is
the tube, and it would be an absolute nightmare because there'd be
Oh,
no air.
it's
Like,
fucking
probably
hot there
50.
when it's like cold outside. The tube is so hot for some reason. As soon as you get to the platforms, the temperature rises by like 15 degrees. I don't understand it.
Yeah, okay.
And then you get in the train and it's like another 10 degrees. It's fucked.
Yeah, because I hear a lot like in San Francisco where if they get hot weather there, like the place just isn't built for heat. Like there's no air cons and whatever, so people got to go and rig up their own fans and that for like the odd couple of days of it's hot. And you hear it here, you're like, well, I'll chuck on the aircon, but at least we're built for it here. We expect to get hot during summer, but in some places of the world, they're like, it never gets hot here. But now with a bit of climate change going on, it's like starting to affect some of these places. They might have to go and invest in an aircon for the 3 days a year.
Invest in an aircon and make the climate change even worse.
Yeah, that's right.
When we were in San Fran though, because that was like also it was still the middle of summer. It was all in the same month. It was freezing. It was so cold.
Yeah, okay.
Like we'd come from like 50 degrees like a couple of days earlier, and we were in San Fran, and it was freezing. It was like 12 degrees, and it was overcast and foggy. And I was like, "How is this the same country? It's not even that far away from where we were."
Yeah. What did you think of San Fran? That's always a place I wouldn't mind going to.
Loved it.
Yeah,
I
enjoyed it.
It was probably the best city that I went to in the US. I think I had the most fun in Vegas, but I'd say the actual best city that I went to in the US was San Fran.
Yeah, cool.
LA was disgusting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even bother going there if you're going on a holiday. I hated it.
Did you fly in there though? I assume you would have.
No, I flew into Vegas because I met my friends there.
Oh, you came from the US, didn't you? You came from the UK? Did you?
Yeah, I went from London.
Yeah.
So I flew into Vegas, but I went on the way out, we were going through LA. So they left, but I stayed for a few days because they went to LA before I got there. So they'd already been. So I stayed for like 4 days and then went from there because I wanted to see LA. Waste of time. Shouldn't have done it. I mean, that's probably unfair. I still had a lot of fun when I was in LA, but only because of like what I was doing. The place itself was disgusting.
What'd you do? Did you do like typical like go and check out Hollywood and entertainment side of things, or?
I actually didn't go to Hollywood. The whole like Walk of Fame doesn't really interest me, but I went to Universal Studios. That was awesome. I loved that. I went to Santa Monica, like down to the beaches. Their beaches are so average. It's like meant to be like some of the best beaches in the US, and it's like way worse than just a standard Australian beach. Like the Santa Monica Pier was kind of cool, but
that's the thing when it like. Oh, sorry. Just when it comes to Australia, we're very spoilt when it comes to beaches.
Yeah, with beaches, that's like our big thing.
And we've got so many of them because we're surrounded by them everywhere. We just don't have like the two sides of the country. We've got them all around, so we've got lots of choices.
Literally everywhere.
Yeah. Because what was your route of the US? Like you flew into Vegas.
Oh God!
You don't have to touch on everything.
We went to so many places because we had a car and we did a road trip. We did a lot of driving. Like we went to. I don't really remember the order. I'll list off just a heap of the places I can remember. So there was a heap of parks. So we went to like Zion National Park, Arches, Bryce, Yosemite. Where else did we go? What other parks? And I can't even remember any other ones. Oh, we went to Lake Tahoe. Lake Tahoe was awesome.
Oh yeah.
And that's got beaches because it's so big that the lake has beaches, and like they were better than the coast in LA. Lake Tahoe was awesome. I loved Lake Tahoe.
Is that where like you go skiing and stuff? Is that?
Yeah, you can go water skiing there. That lake is like, it's insane how big it is. It looks like you're looking at like the ocean. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, cool.
And it's not even like one of the Great Lakes. So there's even bigger lakes in the US. So them like cities. We went to Vegas, San Fran, Santa Barbara, Santa Cruz. There's lots of Santas.
Yeah.
I really like Christmas in the US.
Really love that Coke mascot.
Yeah. Where else did we go? I said San Fran. Went to I don't even know if it was a city. It was a town near one of the places we were staying called Moab. That was actually really cool. I liked that place. Where else did we go? God, I can't even remember. Too many names.
Yeah, when you fit in like that much stuff within a small time span, it all just
Yeah.
blurs together a little
Blends
bit.
together.
That's why it's important to take photos and that'd be like, oh yeah, like when you go on holiday, even like a week ago feels like a little while ago, even though it's going so fast. Yeah. Because Dan, how long were you in the US for when you went for your trip a few years ago?
So that was in 2016. That was 2 months.
2016. Was that how long ago it was?
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
6 years
coming
ago
up on
now.
6
Wow.
years.
Fuck me. All right.
Woof. I know the pandemic has kind of really distorted a lot of people's senses of time, which actually is a nice little segue for my last week and a half. The spicy cough caught me.
So
I've only as of last Wednesday, I'm free again, but
thank
had
God
a
for
week
that.
of just laying down on the couch watching lots of movies.
Lots of Star Wars, yeah, by our sort of
Lots of Star
pre-show
Wars.
talk, yeah. So yeah, no.
But
So you're okay? Don't have any symptoms afterwards? Long COVID, anything like that?
got a cough that's sticking around, but like the major things that the symptoms that I had were fatigue and like brain fog, and that they're gonna stick around anyway, like just from any sickness. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's not long COVID, but we'll see how we go.
It's my parents had COVID, so like when I went out to the farm to like do jobs, I'm just talking to them through a window, just like hello. And we had stuff to do that like required like two of us, which like we couldn't do it. It was like, a bit frustrating, but the rest of the world went through it pretty much a little bit earlier than us. So it is what it is. So everyone's okay.
I had to get a food delivery on the first weekend because my food supplies ran out, which wasn't so. Like folks are in town, so Mum bought a lot more snacks than I was expecting because mums are the best.
Yeah, good on you, Mum. What did she get you? Any Kingstons?
She didn't, but she brought me some pizza shapes and some barbecue shapes, and just loaded me up with snacks. And then I ran out of.
I was just going to say, every time we record this podcast, I always end up fanging for a Kingston.
Oh yeah, it's funny because I never actually. When I went to get like Arnott's biscuits, I don't know if I ever just like singled out the Kingstons, but now I do. Like it's just it's triggered something in my brain. So Tom, he's gonna need a job to be like brand ambassador for Arnott's.
Yeah,
Kingstons in particular.
Single-handedly delivered more like revenue to Arnott's than all of their marketing ever combined.
Oh, definitely.
Making a story up about the Kingston being cancelled.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's...
Well, actually, I posted this in our little Discord, but when I was putting together the last episode that we uploaded, I was searching for an image of the Kingston biscuit because episode 25, just Dick and the Kingston just went up. Mm-hmm. Google comes up with this cheeky little autocorrect suggestion. Arnott's discontinued biscuits, and I was flabbergasted. Oh. Absolutely bamboozled. Google's gone and cancelled the best-selling biscuit on us.
Is that because you wrote Dick and Kingston's in Google?
No, I just wrote Kingston biscuit.
Google was like, the FBI would like to know your location.
Yeah, Kingston's like, I don't know, a kid or something.
Like,
holy shit.
We're not sure if having sex with biscuits is a crime, but it damn well should be.
I don't know.
This is just a step too far past American Pie.
Yeah, no. When it's that crunchy, it's probably not that good for your penis. Let's be honest.
Well, I mean, if hypothetically, if Sean Kingston ever made a gay porno, then you could get some very odd search results by putting that in.
Yeah, I just want Now that we're on this weird topic, I just want
now I want that to happen. So
I just want to watch Gay porn with Sean Kingston.
Yeah,
I
well,
want to get into those search results.
I just
So when we see episode 25, just Dick and the Kingstons start to take off in the analytics, we know what's happened.
I was just going to say I just want dick-shaped Kingstons. That's just where I'm. Because aren't it? So they're like the little like goldfish and stuff like that. I just want to see the biscuits take that route too. We've got little bear biscuits, like just coffee biscuits, dip in your coffee. I reckon we could see a market for that. Definitely.
I reckon we could get this market off the ground. Actually,
We'll work on it.
Where's that?
We'll work
Where's
on
that sales rep from earlier? We've got ideas for him here.
No, I think he died actually.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He choked on a
listening to any of
Kingston
our-
biscuit.
He wasn't listening to any of our ideas, so I had to have him taken care of.
That's why you went to the US. Actually, you
Yeah.
threw him
I
somewhere.
had to. Well, they're not very easy to get over here, so
Mm.
I had to go and get some professional help from a country where they allow it. Well,
Yeah,
Wow, it's killing people.
You did
Yeah.
well smuggling the body through border controls.
Mm. Well, if you go through nothing to declare, very rarely do they actually search you, and I just walked straight through.
You had a wombat and just all this plant matter and everything, and they didn't care.
Yeah, I was like carrying 2 Glocks. The guy was just like, "Yeah, cool, mate."
Oh, you just got some souvenirs. I hope you had a great time in America.
Souvenirs from the US. No worries, catch you.
Yeah, he's an Aussie. He's a good bloke. He'll fucking he's thinking. So, boys, I actually
I was
took
in
a.
Brisbane, so like I looked right at home with the Glocks anyway.
I took a page out of Dan's book. I actually got a beer to try. It's called.
I've been looking for. What have you got?
It's called Send It Down Huey Aussie Pale Lager from Goulburn, New South Wales. And I was just I felt like a couple of beers the other day, so I went to go and get something just like Carlton Dry or something standard like that. And I saw like it's weird because in this shop they had all like all of the like fancy beers out in the first few fridges, but everything like Carlton Dry or your standard stuff was like in the core room. You had to go and get it back.
Yeah,
back
because
at the
that's where they
shop.
put the beers they're ashamed of.
I guess.
How dare you? That is blasphemy. I still stand by Carlton Dry. Still like it.
Oh, Carlton Dry's delicious. Yeah, I got like 6 500ml cans, like the energy drink size. I'm like, that's pretty cool. I enjoyed them quite a lot actually. They're quite nice. But let's have a try of this thing. Oh, what's this on the back here? Every drop of Huey beer helps support Aussie farming communities doing it tough. Check out hueybeer.com.au for more info. Okay, that's pretty cool. So my $5 went somewhere. Look at that, boys. Maybe it'll come back to me and help poor old Drewy the farmer. Oh God, I'm doing it tough. It's a drought down here. Here's a little bit, but it's not too bad. Smells like beer.
That's a good start.
Verdict.
Just tastes like a nice, refreshing pale lager. To be honest, I don't know if there's anything.
So exactly as advertised then.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything special about it. It tastes a little bit of metallic from the can. That's a bit concerning. Maybe it's lead. I don't know. Hopefully not.
All right. Well, moving on from Drew's adventures.
Yeah,
So he's actually, before we do, what would you give it out of 10?
Oh, 8. It's pretty good.
Eight
It's pretty
thumbs
great.
up.
That's a very solid effort.
Tonight,
I can't remember the
I'll
name
be
of it.
drinking a yuzu and plum kettle sour from Hawker's Independent Brewing.
All right.
And
I don't even know.
blurb,
What type of drink is that? What did you just say?
it is a yuzu is a fruit which is kind of like a lemon. I think it comes from Japan.
Uh-huh.
The plum is a stone fruit which is kind of juicy.
Yeah, I just
Can be
heard.
found in Australia,
Yes, I know what a plum is.
and it's a sour beer.
Ah.
So, and it says, beneath the trees we gather. Our plum and yuzu kettle sour is an absolute delight with explosive bursts of flavor and a sense of the Orient.
Oh.
This beer is as complex as it is delicious. combining sweet, juicy plums with zesty, citrusy yuzu. It is 2.1 standard drinks. And it's not very hoppy, but it's quite yeasty and says it wants to be served at 4 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, right. Well, make sure it's nice and cold then, Dan. No wonder you put it in the fridge, took it out the fridge, put it back in the fridge before we started the show too. You got to keep it at that 4 degrees.
Just at the right temperature.
You notice it's 3 degrees. I'll quick warm it up a bit.
Smells fruity.
Oh, I hope so. It's got lots of fruit in it.
I'm personally not a fan of the fruity beers.
Yeah, I'm not like a massive fan.
Not
a
bad.
massive fan, but if it's too fruity, it's like it just tastes weird. It kind of loses its whole beer sort of taste. So it's kind of a moot point.
I mean, it doesn't taste like a beer, but it's
when you get those like the beers
6.5 out of 10.
When you get the beers that
okay.
are like really hoppy and they just taste like fruity, I don't like those ones.
Yeah, your face does like that big like scrunched up SpongeBob like graphic sort of expression.
Yeah.
Like, so, that's our beer. It's funny because like all the guys, because you know, if you drink a cruiser or something real sweet, you're a girl. You know, you're la-di-da. But if you're a man, you just drink the most disgusting, bitter shit. It's hard to drink. It's so funny because like realistically, like if you enjoy something sweet, just embrace it.
You sound like one of those Canadian club ads.
Over beer.
Are you over beer? Why do you drink beer? Because my dad drank beer.
I only drink beer because my dad drank it.
Yeah, I don't know if
Who
I said
made
the ads.
beer
I
the
just
boss of
it says it
summer?
on the cans where I get the slogan from. But yeah, I guess I am like that. But yeah, it does get to a point like you should always start off on beer, and once you get bloated and you throw up a couple of times, then you have a couple of cruises. Or
I started off on Goon, and that happened to me many times.
It's funny because Chantel's younger brother, he had his 18th birthday last night, and he's already like, because I'm gonna make myself sound old, but you guys are the similar age to me. 10 years ago, we didn't have like Great Northern and like these beers that are like really watered down. We had to go like the full yards, but all right, Carlton Draft, like, you know, real just like typical bitter draft beer. You either like that or you've got Goon, which is cheap, or UDLs or something. But it might have been.
UDLs were a good option because they were fairly cheap for like a vodka drink.
No, I remember having a few nights on the UDLs with you, so Ruby.
Yeah, the UDLs are good. I haven't had them in a long time. I know Bryce still likes them, and I've got to keep up the man aesthetic. Well, guys, a bit girly, mate. Why don't you drink this real bitter shit drink instead?
My friends and I used to drink a lot of VB when we were that age.
Yeah. See,
and I'm a big defender of the VB. I love VB. It's probably my favorite beer.
Yeah. I never drank too much of it, but it was fine.
That's very disappointing to hear.
It's delicious. You shut your mouth. Unless you're opening it to pour VB into it.
When I started having beer, I was drinking Carlton Draft, and then I went to Carlton Dry, and it's sort of hard to turn back because like Carlton Dry was like your most typical watery beer with like less flavor, but it was easy to drink. But yeah, I pretty much still drink that, and obviously Furphy. We haven't drank Furphy on the show for a long time. Do you guys actually like Furphy? I've kind of forgotten it's been that long.
No, I like Furphy. Furphy's fine.
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay if it's on tap.
The rep isn't here, so you say what you feel, boys.
Yeah, well, I'd be drinking it every week if he didn't get murdered, so it's his fault, really.
Yeah, well, if he just threw us a couple of beanies, we would have been right.
Wouldn't have been that hard. Like, come on, man.
Come on, man. Give us an esky.
This is all you had to do to not get whacked. Like,
I was really hoping the rep could have chucked us a couple of eskies, Furphy eskies, to chuck our Carlton Dries in. Would have been really, really nice of him.
So actually, you asked me, what's been going on with you guys while I've been away?
Well, I haven't been on a nice 2-month holiday. I've got a newborn son at home, so he's always keeping us on our toes. Last couple of nights, he's had trouble sleeping and napping and all that, so it's just been... He keeps us entertained, that's for sure, but everything's going pretty well at the home front. It's sort of all... it all sort of blurs together because, like, even when I look back at photos from like a month ago or something, like he's grown up so much. Just how big he's getting. Like we were looking at photos from, I guess, a couple of weeks after he was born, and he was such like a little ball of meat, and he's grown up. He's like doubled in size. So it's
A little ball of meat.
yeah. No, he's Chantel's
Super meat boy.
Chantel calls him his little her little vagina nugget.
Oh. I don't know if that's too much information or if it's just funny and passable. But
it's funny. Well,
it is quite funny.
You know where babies come from, Ash. So don't pretend you don't.
Yeah. The stork delivers them.
I didn't know that, and I didn't need to.
Well,
They come out of the cabbage patch. Everyone has in their backyard.
I find ignorance in bliss, Drew.
it comes out where you put
bliss
it in.
Ignorance in bliss.
Well, I come up with a good little song to basically teach Lucas, how babies are made, and the song goes, "I am dad, you are mum, you are made out of my cum."
Oh my god!
And that's how the song goes, and you can teach your kids how babies are made. None of this stork bullshit.
Well, I am now happy that I don't have kids.
Also, I am dad, you are mum.
Yeah, well, I'm pointing to like mum as I'm saying that.
He's calling his own son his son's mum. That's confusing.
It's a very convoluted family tree.
Yeah, that family tree is more like a spiral, I think.
Yeah, it's like spiral pasta. It's like spaghetti just boiling in the pot. It's like, I don't know. You can't make out where the strands go. Just go with the flow.
You can't make out where the strands go, so you just make out with everyone else in the bowl.
In the bowl.
Sorry,
Find the pasta bowl.
Yeah. No, I get it. Also, it could be like a ball where you go fancy dress, go and have a nice ball.
Yeah, that's true. It could be that. It wasn't that, but it could have been.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
What about you, Daniel? How have you been?
Plugging along. I'm getting there.
How's the new job going?
Non-existent. I've been unemployed for
25 years.
I did
about
not know that.
3.5 weeks now. Contract ended just under a month ago, and then it's kind of hard to apply for jobs when you're staring at a screen and nothing's happening. So I haven't really been job hunting. It's
been good for catching up on masturbation though. Like you've been.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Can't afford to fall behind on that.
No, you can't.
That's another
catching
good
up
thing
with my
about getting
favourite Star
home.
Wars
I've
character,
put
Jar
up
Jar
on a lot
Binks.
of that as well.
Oh yeah, you got to. Yeah, no, you got a lot of time to make up for.
But yeah, something will come along.
Yeah, hopefully. So, what are you actively out there? Are you handing out resumes and leaflets and pamphlets and all that?
I'm not walking the street every day because that's not how jobs are found in the year 2022.
Oh
No, they're not.
But I've been
I know
adding lots of randoms on LinkedIn. So if you're on LinkedIn, look me up and add me. Hit me up, give me a job.
On LinkedIn. I have like 2 people on my LinkedIn because I never use it.
I have. It's loading. I think I have like 68 people now. 65.
Oof.
Oh, so close to 69.
That's where you have to stop it legally.
And then I run a search for Ash Wallace and you don't even show up.
So what we can do, Dan, is we can help you out here. We can clip a part of the podcast where you just sell yourself to a potential employer. So go for it, mate.
Gib job, please.
Oh, there's the clip.
Actually,
Drew's just gonna like edit together a section of you just saying the most heinous shit you've ever said on this podcast.
That'll be awesome.
Every company in Australia, and you'll get like blacklisted.
Yeah, it might not be the best thing being on this podcast with some of the things we've said about Ash's connection to small children, but
it's always me as well.
Connection to small
I'm the one
children.
that says, yeah, that makes it sound so much worse. For the record, I don't have any connections with small children. That
I do. I'm a father of one, but don't put it that way.
I think I've been saving all the Furphys I've been putting together, and so I've got enough of a little portfolio of like news articles and creative writing. So
And Ash is one of
who
them.
knows? It might actually help me find something. We'll see.
Mm.
But
Like, look, I'm a great liar. You'll get a job in the media, or maybe even politics.
I do a weekly lie on my podcast.
And they can never guess it.
What type of jobs you looking at, Dan? So, like, you're looking around, you're putting in resumes. Are you looking for like something in entertainment, something where you're a bit more creative, or you just want something to pay the bills? What's going on?
I've been looking a bit more creative, so like marketing, media, communications.
Mhm.
My save searches are writing, media, digital,
Your save
and digital
searches?
media.
What about your not safe searches?
Um,
Boobs,
those
vagina,
ones,
penis.
Sean Kingston.
Dick in the Kingstons.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get there. I'm not too fussed about it because like I'm in a better position than I was before. Something will come along. I've got connections. It's just job hunting is always a pain,
Yeah, job hunting's never fun.
Yeah.
Never.
and especially when you get COVID and then you end up doing nothing for a week and a half.
Mm. Mm. Is your bank account holding up all right? You're not too worried, or
tax return.
thank you tax return? Yeah.
No, I've got a bit.
Getting
I've
mine
got a
back soon as well.
yeah. I've got a bit in the bank, so I'll be all right.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, because that's the main thing. Like, as long as you're comfortable, you're not like, fuck, am I gonna have to go suck some dicks on the corner? Like, what's gonna happen here?
I'm not at that point yet, so
Nah.
I just do it for fun at this point.
oh yeah.
Well, he can do what he wants
so
for
I've
fun.
just
It's
found
great.
Ash's LinkedIn. He's got 3 connections.
Yeah, I knew it was very little. That's less low than I thought, though, to be honest.
Yeah, because like,
How do you know Ash Wallace? We don't know each other or other.
just the industry you're in, Ash. Like, you don't have a use for LinkedIn, really, do you?
Well, I am on there just in the odds that somebody like poaches me and offers me like more money than I'm on.
Okay,
I think
That's a good idea,
it's probably a good idea to just leave it sitting there and keep it updated, but I don't
Yeah.
actively use it. No.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Cass, I was like, oh, I tell you what, Ash, I want to pay you twice as much. You're like, yeah, that sounds like a good deal.
Fuck yeah, twice as much.
Why not? Why not? All right,
Absolutely.
let's move to some Furphys, boys. I'm enjoying this this fake Furphy called a Huey. So let's actually try and crack some more. Ash, you haven't been on the show for a couple of months. Would you like to start, my friend?
I will. I shall do just that. Now, my Furphys came out. I didn't even do this on purpose, but they're all sports related.
Oh, you didn't even do it on purpose.
Well, the last one I kind of did because the first 2 ended up being sports.
Sports related, I'm fucked. I don't know nothing.
So, story
sport.
number 1. Also, this first one's a bit of a nod to an old joke we used to do on this show. And I've just done the headlines because I've found that we can drag this section on for too long, sometimes explaining the stories.
Yeah.
So I'm only doing headlines. So story number 1, scammers arrested after live streaming fake IPL game from Farmers Field to con gamblers in Russia. And story number 2.
That's one of my stories as well.
Oh my God.
Well, don't tell me that. Now I know. Unless you try.
Well, no, it's now a 50-50. Let's see if I got Dan's other story
Unless you try to
as
bluff
one
me.
of mine as well. So, story number 2. Birmingham streaker scores perfect 10s from judges after diving into Commonwealth Games diving pool. And story number 3. Drunk Floridian man allegedly drove golf cart on highway with open bottle of whiskey.
As soon as you said these are all sports related, I was like, oh shit.
Are yours sports related, Dan?
They're not sports related, but the 2 of them are. Well, one of them is because it's the fake IPL.
Yep.
And then the other one is about a game, so kind of sports.
Esports.
Street
But-
smarts.
My first thoughts is that the drunk Floridian man is very plausible because anything goes in Florida.
Yeah.
Yes. We've had the Florida man has featured it several times on this podcast, and I'm sure this won't be the last.
Did you get over that way as well, Ash?
No, we only did West Coast, like
Okay.
West and Midwest.
Yep. But say it could have been you.
Yeah.
And then I haven't paid any attention at all to the Commonwealth Games.
No,
so
I haven't
can't
either.
really say
I just don't know.
whether that seems plausible or not. So
Can tell you that Australia are firmly on top of the medal tally, as we always are in the Commonwealth Games.
yeah, take that, England.
Yeah, we're over double the amount of golds as England, who are in second place.
Because
that was last I checked anyway.
Take that, England and other assorted small countries.
I literally haven't.
England and Canada are way more people than Australia.
Yeah. I haven't like put the games on whatsoever, and I was at my mother-in-law's, and the TV was on, and I was watching the women's lawn bowls. So that's the one sport I watched is the women's lawn bowls.
Real.
And yeah,
Why haven't I been getting into that?
and Australia was
I
going
did
real
not
well,
know that was an
and
Olympic sport.
yeah, well, I didn't either. And Great Britain just did a massive drive and smacked the ball out the way. I'm like, oh fuck, that was a good shot. Because I love lawn bowls. Lawn bowls are a good sport.
Takes me back to your box day.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. Yeah, just getting drunk. And, well, we didn't get drunk, but we had a bit.
Had a few beers and send down some bowls.
Yeah, no, it was good fun. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, this is just a shot in the dark. I'm glad Dan just spoiled the first one. Put my odds down a bit. But yeah, the Florida man is so
You bit Cooper.
yeah,
Irrelevant.
that one is what Dan said.
Yeah. I think Dan actually just gave away the answer in that speaking in tongues. he just did.
But it's so bagak. Yeah.
Sorry, I was just momentarily possessed there.
but it's also like low hanging fruit as well. Just like Florida man does backflip and puts his foot up his butthole. It's like you can believe anything with Florida man at this point.
Oh my god.
So
Yeah, Florida man should definitely be a red herring. As soon as you see it in any story, you're like, whoa, is this a double bluff?
yeah, and I don't know. I'm gonna say if it's a bluff, I'm gonna try and call that. So yeah, number 3, I'll lock in 3 for a fifth.
Because I've watched precisely 5% of the Commonwealth Games, I'm going to lock in story number 1.
You mean 2?
You mean 2.
Number 1 was the story that you also have.
Yeah.
Oh, number 2. I do mean number 2. I'm going to blame COVID
No,
for that.
Ash, you should have said. You should have just said
Anytime I fucked up
okay.
with
I know you've looked in number 1. You can't change it now.
Number 1's logged in, Dan.
Okay, I can reveal to you that the Furphy is story number 2. There was, as far as I'm aware, there's no streakers. There have been no streakers at the Commonwealth Games.
Congratulations, Dan. Here's your crack, mate. Oh, God, you cracked that one thoroughly.
But no, there was indeed a drunk Floridian man driving a golf cart down a highway.
He's just trying to recreate Toad's Turnpike.
Oh, great course, actually.
Absolutely. One of the best.
In Mario Kart 8, how like you can go on the walls and that. Chef's kiss. Yes. Beautiful.
I wonder if he tried to drive on the walls on the Florida highway.
I would like to think
it would
so.
have worked quite as well.
I think he was off the wall. All right, who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
No.
Go ahead. He did. Oh, look, did I barge in, Dan?
Oh.
Yeah, oh, sorry, man. You know what they say. You fucking snooze, you lose, all right? You just wait your turn. All right, story number 1. Mine's pretty much kid-themed because my kid was bent a pain in the ass today, so that was
because
on my
we
mind.
have connections to small children.
I do have a connection to a small child, yes. So first one, dad dragged for asking to stay at his mum's from Monday to Friday to get away from baby.
Was that something you did?
I was about to say the exact same thing.
I wouldn't fucking dare. Believe me. That would be... I can imagine the weekends would be just awful if I come home to just a wife with the kid all week. Jesus Christ. Story number 2. Dad slammed over leash video with kids. So is it okay? Story number 3, virgin woman wrongfully impregnated at routine pap smear.
Oh God.
All right, that's a weird way to announce the birth of the new Messiah.
The guy. Funnily enough, the physician, his name was Joseph. So
Modern day Christianity, eh? Wonderful stuff. All right, so any more information? I don't have anything in front of me. I've just done the stories as well. But any information, I can try and give it to you. I read the articles. So I'll try my best.
I would like to know. The only one I personally actually want more information on is the third one and how they did that.
All right, so I don't have anything in front of me. I've just got my notes. So I'm going to try and remember what it was. Because
if you can't really remember, I'll just guess based on what I know.
So basically, I think the doctor was having a bad day, which in itself is like, all right, mate, maybe you should just go home. But I think basically the appointments got swapped over between a pap smear and like IVF.
Like an insemination.
Yeah. So it got swapped over and that's what happened. But this woman sort of said that, she's never had sex, so how am I pregnant? And that's how it turned out to happen. She did keep the child.
So she didn't even know at first.
No, because I guess the doctor's doing their thing and you're not really like noticing all that much.
I feel like you'd feel it. It'd be different to the normal. He's like, you think you're just getting inspected and all of a sudden he's bringing out like a turkey baster or something.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I guess, yeah. And like, so it is a routine one too, so you would have had a pap smear before. Obviously, us guys can't relate to the feeling of a pap smear. But, yeah. So, yeah. And anything else?
I've had several.
Just for fun. Just to...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to pass the time. What was story number 2 again?
Dad slammed over leash video with kids. So, is it okay? And basically, it's this guy who's got his 5 kids in public, all on like leashes and with harnesses, and people are basically saying like it's not okay. But this one really annoys me because as a dad, if you've got like I know what it's like with one baby that can't walk, let alone 5 out in public, it might not look all that good, but just for their safety and your peace of mind, just make sure they're safe and they're with you. Like honestly,
it's also like kind of a courtesy thing as well because having 5 kids just unleashed just be like pandemonium.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, as everybody knows, some children are very annoying in public.
Yeah,
they have no sense of like personal space. They'll go and touch strangers and things, especially in a pandemic world. I don't think that's that unrealistic.
Yeah, like
wishes.
If you compare it to like people are comparing it to obviously like a dog, like taking a dog for a walk, but I don't know, it's just different. Like with my son, I've got one. I can manage to look after him without a leash. But if you've got 5 of them, just make sure they don't go on the road. Make sure like creepy people like Ash don't come and pick them up. Just stuff like that.
I do have connections.
Yeah. You've got lots of sweets in your backpack. Oh.
Sweets are for me.
Got to stop doing that joke. Someone's going to be offended by that one day. That's pretty rough, but
yeah, I don't even remember how it started.
I don't know.
It seems to just be Crackin Furphys canon now that I'm just a pedophile.
Well, everyone just let you know he doesn't even like kids.
It's not true.
So.
It's a joke.
Yeah,
I actually don't like kids.
No, so you wouldn't want to touch them regardless of the situation.
I actually don't want kids ever. Personally,
actually, like what happens if you meet a woman that would like kids? What happens in that situation?
I'd be cool. That's great that you want kids. You mean like if I'm dating one? Or
obviously, yeah. just like you just met a woman's like, yeah, I want kids one day. You're like, yeah, that's great.
It would be nice. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
No, that was a stupid joke. I'm sorry. I don't know. I haven't had that issue yet, and I hope to not. I think I kind of vet based on like that's one of the criteria is if they do or don't want kids. Maybe one day in a very distant future, I might change my mind, but I don't see it happening.
That's fair enough.
I honestly, like, if I was to be in a relationship now with somebody that wanted kids, I would literally say, look, you're either not having them or you're having them with someone else.
Yeah, just like, bit of a side hustle. Go and find someone else, have them, but we'll still have our marriage.
You know what? You just go and have a second family, all right?
Yeah, just go and have have your kids on the
can
weekend.
Spend 5 days a week with your second family, and then come spend the weekend with me.
Yeah, make sure
I know it's I know it's a very unpopular opinion to not like kids. I'm one of the very much in the minority, but I don't like them, and I don't want them, and I don't want them near me. I like don't get me wrong, I love your kid. I love my friends' kids and my family's kids. But like strangers' kids, when we're out and like my friends will like point out a kid and be like, "Oh, it's so cute," and I'll be like, "It's really not. I don't want it near me."
Put them on a leash. Yeah, exactly. Ash is all about it.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my little quick tangent rant over.
All right, so
just to prove that I'm not a pedophile.
Absolutely. Just to make it clear, Ash is not a pedophile. In fact, he's the opposite. He wants to kill kids. All right. So just a reminder, story number 1, Dad dragged out for asking to stay at his mum's place from Monday to Friday to get away from baby. Dad slammed over leash video with kids. Is it okay? And virgin woman wrongfully impregnated at routine pap smear. So they're the stories. Boys, what are we thinking?
I'm thinking number 3.
I'm going to stab like I do with the kids and say... I'm going to say... I want to say the leash story just because I don't think it's that big of a deal. I'm sure people put kids on leashes all the time. Like, I've seen it before. So I'm just going to go with that one based purely on that and that alone.
I was between number 1 and number 3, but I'm going to go with number 3.
Okay. All right. The crack goes to Dan. Well done. Story number 3.
So there is no modern day Messiah.
No, it's story number 3 was actually based off of a Netflix series called Jane the Virgin.
Oh.
So Jane's life turns upside down after she gets artificially inseminated. She is in for a greater shock when she discovers that her biological donor is her boss and her former crush. I didn't know that bit. That makes it a bit awkward.
That is very awkward.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the plot of Jane the Virgin, which is a show Chantel watches a little bit, and I try to ignore it, playing my Switch or something when that's happening.
It's a show that my wife watches, and I try to ignore.
I have to read.
It's good that you can share these moments, Drew.
Yeah, because sometimes the PlayStation 5, it runs Netflix and Disney Plus, and it's just got to distract the wife to get some gaming time in for Drewy. But it's a bit hit and miss sometimes, because if I want to get some gaming time in, but she's on the PlayStation watching it, I'm like, makes it a bit tricky, but it is what it is.
Since I've moved back to Perth and I'm at my sister's place, my Xbox and my PlayStation are literally just paperweights. They're not even plugged in. They've been plugged in the whole time I've lived here. I don't even know where the cables are, actually.
Oh, wow. Were you just playing on your PC pretty much, are you?
I'm just not really playing that much. Play my Switch still a bit. I played that heaps while I was away, actually.
Oh, you did?
Ended up finishing Arceus. What a game. So good.
Nice, man.
Yeah, I haven't really been playing much at all.
I've been thinking about you as far as gaming goes, because I've been playing Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, and I'm like,
oh yeah, is that good?
Yes, it's really cool. And like, I never played much of Three Houses, to be honest. So I want to go back and play Three Houses. I know, you've gone through did you go through all of the storylines?
I think I did 2 of them, and I'm like halfway through the 3rd. It's a long game.
Yeah, I know.
I think I've got like 110 hours on it, because I
nice.
Started with the Black Eagles or the Red Eagles or whatever they were, and then Claude's house.
The
cool.
Golden Deer.
Yeah. I started off with Dimitri, but I reckon I want to go back, and because I played the Black Eagles.
So that's the only one I haven't finished.
Because like Dimitri, his voice act is awesome. Like, I love his voice.
I think a lot of the voice actors in those games are really good.
Yeah, definitely, actually. Yeah. It's just something about him. He sounds soothing to me. I quite like just the way his voice sounds. But yeah, no.
I really like, is it Gerald? Gerald.
Gerald, yeah.
He's just because it's like Jiraiya from Naruto as well. He's got such a smooth voice.
Yeah, definitely. No, I reckon you boys would get a real kick out of it. talk more about it on the House of Mario because that's obviously where I talk about that shit. But I think you guys will get a real kick out of it talking about that. But I actually want to read this news article about dad dragged for asking to stay at his mum's from Monday to Friday because I'm like, surely this guy just wants his nuts cut out. Like, holy.
He wants them harvested.
It's just harvested and just stepped on. It's from newsweek.com. I don't know how reputable a source that is. But the article reads, the father of a newborn baby has been abolished online after asking to move back in with his mother from Monday to Friday so he can get a proper night's sleep. His outraged mother asked for advice on how to respond on a discussion website, Mumsnet. Other Mumsnet users reacted with almost universal fucking hell.
Disdain.
Yeah, as you would, with one branding the son a silly, selfish boy, and other warning it could end his relationship. The mother using
that's the most like mum insult I've
I
ever
know
heard. If this was on Reddit, it'd be like, what a fucking like selfish cunt. Like
definitely, yeah. The mother using the name Hip Piggy described her dilemma under the title Adult Son Wants to Move Back Monday to Friday to get a night's sleep. She wrote, her dearest son is 27 and his girlfriend recently had a baby. As you would expect, they are being woken up during the night. DS has asked if he can move back in from Monday to Friday so he can get a proper night's sleep so he can concentrate on going to work and do his job effectively. Dearest husband thinks the idea is outrageous and should just get on with it, but I feel a bit confused as to why he's even asking. Surely other new parents don't do this. I get sleep deprivation is hard, but I am not enamored with the idea. But I don't want to be unsupportive either. How do you respond? Yeah. So basically how you respond is like, for fuck's sakes, mate, you're a dad. Look after your family and put up with it. Because at the moment, I'm getting fuck all sleep. Chantel's getting fuck all sleep. If I just said, oh, well, you stay here and deal with it, I'm going off. That's no good.
You would be dead.
Yeah.
I can maybe I could understand depending on his work, maybe if he's like a surgeon or a pilot or something like that. But there's
somehow I think
few
a surgeon or a
occupations-
pilot wouldn't be moving back in with their mum.
Yeah, they're just buying a new
I
house.
just mean yeah, true. Probably.
Maybe.
Or
Maybe.
rent a place.
Yeah.
Go to a hotel. But yeah, that's the only way I could see that as being even kind of okay. And even then, you still probably shouldn't do it.
No. Oh, well. It is what it is. Hope he finds solace in his decision.
in his divorce.
Yeah. Well, it's his girlfriend, so the girlfriend can be like,
Oh, they're not even married. He could just leave whenever he wants.
That poor child.
But he shouldn't. That's terrible.
Yeah. All right, big old Dan Dog. What have you got
Right.
for us in that box of Furphys? You crack one for us, mate?
Moving from one poor child to another.
Ash Wallace.
Story number 1. A chess robot in Moscow has broken the finger of its human opponent.
Oh,
Story number 2 has already been covered in Ash's Furphys.
fantastic.
And story number 3. Man purchases the sign from the last Russian McDonald's for 1.45 million euros.
So this wouldn't be a reunion episode of Crackin Furphys if I didn't say to at least one of these that I know which one the Furphy is because I know the two actual stories. So I'm going to let you take the reins on this one, Drew.
All right.
Would you
So,
like me to read ahead?
yeah. I reckon, Dan. Yeah.
All right. Story
actually,
number
no.
3.
Yes. Sorry.
Story number 3. An Austrian businessman has recently purchased the most valuable golden arches sign in the world. The sign of the last McDonald's to be operating in Russia. Russia began trading in Russia in 1990 following the thawing of the Cold War. It was a sign to the world that the Soviet Union was about to fall and Russia would be open to foreign investment. The first location in Pushkin Square in downtown Moscow had an estimated 30,000 people attend its opening, and it would also be the last McDonald's store in Russia. Amidst the ongoing Russian invasion of Ukraine, McDonald's, alongside other corporations, has recently ceased operations in Russia and sold off all their assets in the country. While many of the restaurants were replaced with a similar Russian chain, Vikushno Itoshka, the closure still required many assets to be sold off or repurposed. The auction of old Russian McDonald's assets attracted many interested buyers, including Sebastian Carnwald, who bid 1.45 million euros to own a piece of history. Mr. Carnwald purchased the sign from McDonald's and bid on further items, including menu sign panels and a promotional statue of Ronald McDonald. The sign was by far the most expensive item in the auction. I couldn't pass up the opportunity to buy something so intrinsically linked with world history, said Mr. Carnwald. This sign, though an icon of corporatism, shows how rapidly the Soviet Union and Russia transitioned to a system of capitalism and adapted its approach to international relations as the Russia power base has changed. The sign will be held in Mr. Carnwald's private collection in Salzburg, Austria.
Right. Plausible,
And
I guess. Yeah. Makes sense.
story number one?
One?
Or would you like to say what you're thinking at the moment first?
I don't know. It sounds plausible. I think like there's lots of collectors out there that want that type of thing. That sounds like how much euros you say it was purchased for?
1.45 million.
Yeah, right. A lot of money. So don't know. That sounds a bit excessive as far as that amount goes. I could see collectors really wanting it. I don't know how. Like that is staggering amount of money for a sign. But yeah, will it go up in price? I don't know, because there'll be plenty of them. It's just the fact that it's not the last one. But what makes it the last one as well? Because
Macca's has ceased all operations in Russia because of the Ukraine invasion.
I know that, but there's multiple chains.
As in, it was the last one to still be trading as McDonald's before they all turned into Vikushno Ituchka.
Okay.
Which is the Russian knockoff version of McDonald's.
I'm sure it tastes like shit.
Story number one. Chess robot in Moscow has broken the finger of its human opponent. According to the organizers of the tournament in a Russian capital, there was an accidental attack by a chess-playing robot. A 7-year-old boy named Christopher, who, by the way, according to them, is among the top 30 chess players in Moscow under the age of 9.
Oh.
It's very impressive for a young son.
Yeah.
Moved a piece on the chessboard earlier than he should, which then led to the non-standard behavior of the robot. The AI robotic arm then grabbed the young player's index finger and squeezed firmly. The people around the boy immediately rushed to help, but did not prevent the consequences in the form of a broken finger. A robot broke a child's finger. That's bad, of course. We rented the robot. It used to be with experts in many places for a long time. Apparently, the operators overlooked that. The child moved the figure, then the robot must be given time to react, but the boy was in a hurry and the robot grabbed him. We have nothing to do with the robot, commented Moscow Chess Federation President Sergei Lazarev.
Ooh.
The kid continued the tournament the next day, finishing it in plaster. The child's parents are considering filing a lawsuit.
All right. I don't know about that.
Seems a bit odd that you'd like file a lawsuit, but also let your son continue the tournament.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, I obviously know about AI and chess. It's a bit like an actual physical robot. I've got no idea about the physical robots playing chess. I assume that that's one of the easier things to get it to do.
It was just actually Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, that makes sense to me as well, actually. That's actually Terminator 3. Was there a Terminator 3?
Yeah,
there was Terminator 3.
There was, wasn't there? Terminator 4?
It was universally rated like one of the worst movies ever made. But I actually quite enjoyed it when I watched it when I was young.
It was like 10 years after. It was 10 years afterward, and there was like the new Terminator was like some lady in a skin tight red bodysuit.
Mm. Yeah, no wonder you
Yeah,
liked
well,
it.
there was 2 of them. Arnold was still in it.
All right, well,
There was no T2. Nothing will ever beat T2.
yeah. I'm going to go story number 1, purely because. Well, I'll say it after. I'll say why I chose story number 1 afterwards.
Ash, would you like to do the honors?
Drew, you've activated my trap card. I can reveal to you that the Russian McDonald's is the fake story.
He is correct.
So the finger squeezing robot, I actually heard on another podcast, and I thought it was very, very funny.
All right.
But just like imagine the robot, like you move too soon, and the robot's like, "Well, I need to teach this boy a lesson."
Gonna fuck
This
you
is how
up.
Skynet starts with Russian chess playing robots.
Yeah. Well, I chose story number 1 because Doy, fucking Dan,
Doy.
Doy.
No,
He really got into the quote when he read it out. I'm like, oh, maybe that's something he like wrote himself, but is what it is.
I see what you did, Dan.
Doy. Fuck it, I'm gonna call you Doy. That's your nickname now. Well, actually, it looks like you want me to call you Doy. You've changed your name in our little chat down here.
To Doy. I am Doy.
Doy.
Doy Treadray.
Oh, that's funny. Well, that's all the Furphys, boys. That was a lot of fun. It was great to have Ash back on the show talking about his
Great
holiday.
to be back.
Yeah. And hopefully we'll have him next week. He won't disappear on us. Are you going on another holiday anytime soon, Ash? Or?
Not
Right.
soon, but hopefully I'll be going again by the end of the year. So.
Yeah, nice. Are you going back to work soon? Or
Yes. Well, that's a whole nother saga. It'll take too long to explain that on this, but basically they're getting rid of contractors where I'm working, and I'm a contractor. They want me back. They want to sign me over, but they can't because of something in my current contract with where I am working.
Right.
So, like, I don't really know what's happening. I'm waiting to hear back from them tomorrow, hopefully.
Oh.
I was meant to be going back to work on Tuesday, but it's like, well, that's obviously not happening.
Yeah. Oh, hopefully we don't
So
have...
I don't know. I don't really know.
Hopefully we
There's a
don't
way
have
to
2
the
jobless
work.
boys.
Yeah, just some more extra time off, but
Yeah,
just
but,
to not being on
it's
holiday.
fine. I'm happy relaxing after coming back from 2 months of hectic holidaying. So
Yeah, definitely. No, well, what do you reckon we learned from today's episode, guys?
I learnt that you can be, you can hate children but also still be a pedophile.
Fucking hell.
No.
Jesus
I
Christ.
learnt that I should just never speak ever.
Yeah, I think so. Fucking crossed.
I learned that some things are better than just stay his jokes.
His jokes, what? It's gone beyond a joke now, has it? Jesus Christ. All right.
Oh. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that, but I already have. It's too late.
I learned that fucking nothing. I've got dumber actually, and I didn't know if that was possible, but here we are. This just flabbergasted me, Ash. Like we had we had it so like just like one of the most horrific acts a human can do. So oh no, he's not that, but he does hate kids. But now you've merged them together, and you're doing it, and it's out of hate.
Jesus.
It's even worse.
It's out of hate. I do it purely due to my spite.
Fucking hell. All right. Well, everyone, thank you very much for listening to this
We
episode.
don't really edit these, so that's probably going to stay in. And
Oh, yeah, no, 100%.
yeah, it's my own fault.
Look, just a disclaimer. I just feel like we've got to do this because the wrong person will fucking hear this. And Ash will become like a...
Public enemy number 1.
No, he'll have like
Yeah.
he'll have a career that puts him in the spotlight one day, and people are going to go back.
Somebody will listen back to this.
This is the exact.
Listen to the disclaimer at the end of the episode.
This is the exact thing that just people look back on and like, oh, James Gunn, he said something real bad on Twitter. It's like, oh, it was a few years ago, mate. Get over it. But I
said it today.
well, Well, everybody, thank you very much for listening to Crackin Furphys. I hope you enjoy the show. We're a good bunch of boys here. Ash is just full of shit. He doesn't commit crimes. He's a hard-working man. He's been on a holiday. He's a good person. He's one of the best people I know. So don't worry about that. He's just got a warped sense of humor that comes out around
very
us.
Dark sense of humor, and I don't think before I speak.
That's right. Because I've got a dark sense of humor too, but keep the kids out of it, Ash. Fuck's sakes. All right? But until next time, guys, thank you very much. Keep cracking Furphys. Have a fucking good time. All right. See you, boys. How's the first episode back, Ash? Enjoy yourself?
That was good fun. Had a great time. Good to catch up. Very good.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Dan? You have a good time with Ash back, or do you wish he was still on holiday?
I did.
Probably the latter.
No, Dan loves you, mate.
Even if he knows all of my stories. He's actually just gone over to overseas to research every possible.
Yeah, I was over there doing like a journalism trip.
Just getting information for possible Furphys. Compiling information.
What could they possibly hit me with? No, if that was what I was doing, I probably only would have went to Florida.
Yeah, that would have been a good call.
Like an internship at like local Florida newspaper.
Oh, imagine like if I like lived there, I would open a store called like the Florida Man or something. And I don't know what I would sell. I'd got to reverse engineer this idea, but like
Florida
or
Man
just local Florida Man or something.
Yeah, just Florida men. That's what you're selling.
Or something. And it's all like redneck attire.
Yes.
Probably do very
Just
well.
like cans of beer that are just labeled beer. Like big ones.